Yes, good morning to you wherever you're listening to us from, and welcome to the newspaper review on your urban lifestyle station, High Impact 102.1 FM. Yes, it is Wednesday, Wednesday edition of the newspaper review. My name is Oluwatomi Owoborode, and yes, I would not be doing this alone this morning. I'll be doing this with
T for Tuwashe. Actually, Tuwashe. Can you imagine?
Amazing. Serious business, right? Well, yeah, what caught my attention yesterday from everything that happened in the news yesterday was the fact that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, actually, approved 300% salary rise for judicial officers. And I had to go through the comments. Nigerians will always pour their minds.
The comment sections are always popping.
Always popping. And they're like, is that the next thing? Is that this? People are always just saying a lot of things. And basically, that's just what has been happening. And that's what caught my attention from yesterday's news and everything. And looking at the fact that Dangote refinery has, postponed, extended the starting or the opening, or will I say the dispensing of the thing. And I remember the last time I had a conversation with Uche, who's going to be joining us really soon, is the fact that I hope they do extend it, because they said this month. That was this month. I was like, well, this month we'll see how it goes.
Then and shift it again and say that something
happened. So yeah, so basically that's all that's been happening on the news so far. That's what caught my attention on the news. The fact that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu approved a 300% salary rise. 300% is a lot of salary rise for the judicial officers. Like I said, that Nigerians started commenting, started going, saying a lot of things about the whole thing, and the fact that electricity tariff, they want to increase it again. People in the area are saying that they're enjoying electricity, but me, where I'm staying, where I'm coming from, we're not enjoying anything, though.
Like, not even in a week?
Not even in a week. It is that bad.
Wow.
In your face, I can see that you're enjoying it. You're part of people that are enjoying it. Hey, God, I beg.
I mean, I know it's expensive, but I know that there are places where they're completely blackout, but at least they still maybe bring it for at least a day or maybe two. Maybe it's alternate days, a day on, a day off. But I mean, for it not to be at all.
No, we're not enjoying it. Where I'm coming from, we're actually not enjoying. We're not enjoying electricity at all. And the fact that they want to increase it again, it's just really, really appalling. I hope that everything is sorted. I hope that the economy is really going to be good at the moment. I hope that everything is fine. Don't forget that we are streaming live on YouTube at High Impact 102.1 FM, and also on Facebook at High Impact Radio 102.1 FM. You can send us your messages on 0907-224-5018, or you can call us on 0700-1021-1021 to actually talk about any of the stories that caught your attention this morning on the headlines, or anything you want to talk about the economy, about the government, about the country in general. But right about now, we could go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll dive right into the newspaper review, where we take in and we stand right beside the newspaper stand to take in the front pages, the stories on front pages of the newspapers this morning. You want to stay tuned on your urban lifestyle station, High Impact 102.1 FM.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
We no be Rasta, but it dey rush.
High Cash Flash don come again with jackpot.
No pull body if you never reach 18 o.
Carry your phone make you follow the informate.
The real lucky winners go waka with 50,000 naira. That one I say we go sama one person with 50,000 naira.
Oya dial *347*972# or make you alele log on to www.highcashflash.com.
Oya run tell your friends, family, neighbor, even your enemies. Make una play High Cash Plus jackpot.
From the 12th of August, waka reach 23rd of August 2024. Make una go fit qualify for this ogbonge draw.
Remember, the more you play, the more you fit win.
High Cash Splash is powered by Lasho Trading Services Limited and licensed by Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Authority. Not suited for anyone under 18. Play responsibly.
It's about to go down.
It's about to go down.
It's about to go down.
It's about to go down. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
You better be ready to say hello to the cool cash that's about to splash your way. High Cash Splash is gonna make it rain.
What do I do?
Simply dial the USSD code *347*972#. Select the amount of tickets you want to purchase, select your bank, and then you'll get an SMS with 2 payment options. Make payment and you stand a chance to win with just 500 Naira. Or visit highcashsplash.com for more details.
Yeah.
It's popping up on selected shows on High Impact Radio 1021. So remember, the more you play, the higher your chances of winning cool cash on the High Cash Splash raffle draw.
High Cash Splash is powered by Lasho Trading Services Limited and licensed by Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Authority. Not suited for anyone under 18. Play responsibly.
Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM. For more information, call
0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, or 0902 745 3931.
Follow us on our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
Yes, so welcome back to the newspaper review on your urban lifestyle station, High Impact 102.1 FM, every weekday from 7:05 to 8 a.m. And yes, I'm going to dive right into the newspapers this morning, and I have with me the Punch newspaper. The major story on the front page of the Punch says federal government blocks 83 billion naira protest funds. Federal government blocks 83 billion naira protest funds. Arrest political collaborators. Arrest political collaborators. 2 writers to that particular story. Government uncovers $50 million crypto funds. Blocks 4 digital wallets containing $38 million. Government uncovers $50 million crypto funds. Blocks 4 digital wallets containing $38 million. Police declare foreign agents wanted. Traces 4 billion naira to Kano, Abuja, Katsina political bigwigs. Police declare foreign agents wanted. Traces 4 billion naira to Kano, Abuja, Katsina political bigwigs. You can read that on page 2 of the newspaper. And above the nameplate on the front page of the newspaper, it says EFCC donates 50 billion naira crime proceeds to NEL fund. EFCC donates 50 billion naira crime proceeds to NEL fund. You can read that on page 2. NNPC. Okay, let me say this. So in EFCC always, when they or like put it now, when they go and arrest, all these fraudsters, take people and now freeze their accounts and everything. People are always asking that, what do you do with this money? Okay, what do you do? We don't see, we are not seeing anything that you do with this money. You're just freezing the account. You're just getting.
Let us know, where does it go?
Where does it go to? And now I think people would be rest assured with this particular headline that says that they donate 50 billion naira crime proceeds to NEL fund for them to use this to do something in the economy. And I hope that with transparency and accountability, people would be certain that okay, they are doing something and we are seeing what they are using the money to do, and not just to just take the money or freeze their accounts without you letting us know what you're using this money to do. And I move over to NNPCL postpones Port Harcourt refinery kick-off 6th time. NNPCL postpones Port Harcourt refinery kick-off 6th. Now I was talking about this. I said, they're postponing it again.
Why?
Postponing it again.
Why?
I really do not understand. How
will you say you come out to announce that okay, this and this is what is happening, and then at the end of the day, you now let the citizens know again that you are postponing
And
it.
this is for the 6th time. That is very
So what's
disheartening.
stopping it? Like, what's the issue? They can't say it's funds. They can't say that it's funds.
Well, they can't, and they can. You can read that if you want to know what's stopping. You can read that on page 19 of the newspaper. And the 4.2 trillion naira foreign MOUs signed under Tinubu says report. 4.2 trillion naira foreign MOUs signed under Tinubu. Page 3 has the full details, and beneath that you see federal government unveils plans to bring back 12,400 jackpot doctors.
How is it going to be possible?
How?
Are you going to drag them, or you bundle them up inside the plane and fly them down?
I want to say the same thing. How are you going to do that? Like, how are you going? 12,400 jackpot doctors, and a lot of doctors are still trying to leave because of how the system is not pleasing to them. It's not, you're not giving them what they should bounce on. You're not giving them why they should stay back in the country.
You spend that long in school. It's just so that you can do what you're supposed to do, and of course one should be entitled to some things, but the country is not giving it. You will leave.
And now they say they unveil plans to bring. I really want to know the plans the federal government are trying to unveil to bring back 12,400 jackpot doctors back to the country. If you're interested in that particular story, you want to know the plans the federal government have for the jackpot doctors, you can read that on page 7 of the newspaper. 109 senators earn 1.4 billion naira annually. 109 senators earn 1.4 billion naira annually. You can read that on page 19. I read this headline and Tolu just nodded her head and say, waiting with these. And also we get calculator now and start calculating 1.4 billion naira to 109 senators. And some people say that they just sit down and some of them just sit down and just read up. Some of them will just be sleeping, because we see videos of some of these of their assembly meetings and all where they are sleeping or where they are just not contributing to it. And this headline is saying that 109 senators earn 1.4 billion naira monthly. You can read that on page 19 if you are concerned about that particular one. TUC backs 5 million naira monthly pay for judges. TUC backs 5 million naira monthly pay for judges. You can read that on page 7. 16 confirmed dead in Oyo multiple crashes. 16 confirmed dead in Oyo multiple crashes. Page 6 has the story, very sad one on that particular one. NJC to select Ariwola's successor Friday. NJC to select Ariwola's successor Friday. Page 29 rather. Page 29 has that particular story. And on the front page of the newspaper, we have pictures of the Vice President Kashim Shettima, former President Goodluck Jonathan, President Bola Tinubu, former President Muhammadu Buhari, and President of the Senate Godswill Akpabio during the Council of State meeting at the State House in Abuja on Tuesday. And basically that's all I have on the front page of the Punch newspaper.
And moving on to the Daily Trust, don't forget you can contribute. Just call us on 0700-1021-1021, or send a text message or WhatsApp message to 0907-224-5018. And moving on to the Daily Trust, we have you on the front page: Nigeria wasting rice, yam, fish amid food crisis. That's according to reports, and that major headline you can find on the pages of 4. We have here next to page 5, 28 killed in Oyo Ogun Road crashes. Below it, we have each senator earns 1.063 million naira monthly. Each senator earns 1.063 million naira monthly, according to RMAFC. That story you can find on page 14 on the Daily Trust newspaper. These figures are mind-boggling. We have another one. Tinubu approves 300% pay rise for judicial officers. Tinubu approves 300% pay rise for judicial officers. You can find that story on page 8. And below it, according to the Council of State, you can find this story on page 7. They are saying, wait till 2027 if you're not satisfied with government. Wait till 2027 if you're not satisfied with government. So whatever, should I call it noise? Whatever things that people are saying and complaining for, we should just wait. How many more years? 3 more years? And 2027 we'll be able to air out our grievances. Okay, so wait till 2027. At the top, right below the nameplate, we have 3 stories. Local governments polls. Opposition kicks as state electoral bodies impose new fees. Local government polls, opposition kicks as state electoral bodies impose new fees. That you can find on page 11. And next we have 70% windfall tax burdensome, ill-timed, according to bank directors. That you can find on page 19. And lastly, for the Daily Trust newspaper, the story you can find on page 6. NNPCL FIRS orders frustrating National Assembly Tinubu's government, and this is according to the Senate's panel. If you want to read about these major stories that we've just shared, just buy the Daily Trust newspapers and you'll get them in full. That's all we have for Daily Trust.
I'll move over to the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian has the major story National Health Insurance Act. National Health Insurance Act. 2 years after, states on the roll as 90% Nigerians still pay out of pocket. 2 years after, states on the roll as 90% Nigerians still pay out of pocket. You can read that on page 6 of the particular newspaper. And beside that, you see representatives upbraid WAEC for failing to account for 5 billion naira calculators. Representatives upbraid WAEC for failing to account for 5 billion naira calculators. That is a lot of money on calculators. Page 5 has the story. Benue farmers panic over persistent drought. You can read that on page 30 of the newspaper. I don't know when I wrote WAEC. I don't know. I didn't give me calculator.
Oh, I was given.
You were given calculator or just math sets? Mathematical sets.
It was the calculator was the kind that it was small.
The
it was just really
market people
flat.
use not the normal scientific calculator.
No, it wasn't scientific, just normal basic plus minus.
Really?
Then
I
it was
can't
like
remember.
a math set to where you can put your pencil and all of that.
Okay, yeah. I
red.
remember that. So red or blue or something. It doesn't have the scientific, signs on it. Yeah, that's true. But yeah,
I was just confused about the number.
Yeah, the number is 5 billion naira on calculators, and
5
now
billion.
5 billion. So they want to. They said WAEC is failing to account for it. So they now want to investigate how 5 billion naira just went up the drain on calculators. You can read that on page 5 if you're very amazed with that number. Benue farmers panic over persistent droughts on page 30. You can read that one. 16 died, 17 injured in Ibadan. Multiple road crash. This is very disheartening. 16 died, 17 injured in Ibadan. Multiple road crash. You can read that on page 8 of the newspaper. 6 embattled Rivers lawmakers as APC members. Chairman affirms the 26 embattled Rivers lawmakers as APC members. Page 29 has a story. Customs, Nigerians' food imports surged 95.28% to 920.54 billion naira in first quarter. 0.54 billion naira in the first quarter of 2024. Page 3 has a story. Manufacturing FMCG firms post 25% YTD losses as demand plummets. Manufacturing FMCG firms post 25% YTD losses as demand plummets. You can read that on page 15 of the newspaper. And OBJ, IBB absent as Buhari, Jonathan, ex-leaders pass votes of confidence in Tinubu. OBJ, IBB absent as Buhari, Jonathan, ex-leaders pass votes of confidence in Tinubu. You can read it on page 6. I told you how the front page of the Punch has pictures of Jonathan and Muhammad Buhari with the vice president, also the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. EFCC stakes 50 billion naira in NEL fund, warns against abuse of fund. EFCC stakes 50 billion naira in NEL fund, warns against abuse of funds. You can read that on page 5. I guess that is their job. If you abuse the fund, they will go and carry you. We released 5 billion naira to you. You ought to use it wisely and use it well. And lastly, what I have on the front page of the newspaper is about the healthcare. You see stethoscope, you see, and the roads. The cost of healthcare up by over 200% in the last 1 year, with most Nigerians unable to pay out of pocket. And only 18,675,088 people enrolled in nationwide insurance scheme. Only 18,675,088 people enrolled in nationwide insurance scheme. Federal government accounts for over 3.5 million, private 2 million plus, vulnerable groups 2 million, states 8 million plus. This is very disheartening. Last time we had a conversation, and someone was like, if you want to fall sick, you have to think twice before you fall sick. Well, sickness will not call you now. Sickness will not tell you that you want to fall sick. Get ready for yourself, because instead, malaria drugs are expensive. Now you can just walk down to the pharmacies to actually say, I'll meet the pharmacist that something is wrong with you, and the pharmacist prescribes something to you, and you want to get it. It's very pricey. It is really, really pricey. So yeah, that's what the healthcare sector in the country is actually talking about. You can actually send us a text message or WhatsApp message to 0907-224-5018, or you can call us on 0700-1021-1021. Quickly, before we move over to the next newspaper, let me quickly read this particular message from John Amodu. It says, good morning, High Impact Radio. My name is John Amodu from Shimawa, Ogun State. Good morning to you. Good morning. Tinubu signed the judiciary salary increment into law. This is the sign of compensation from President Tinubu to the judiciary for the job well done in 2023, and also urging them to prepare to do more in 2027. Nigeria has risen up, and ends will surely justify the means. Nigeria are now in the bondage of the executives, legislators, and judiciary. The State Executive Council and the governors' forums have applauded the government of Tinubu amidst of the suffering of the poor masses. I'm not surprised, because they are feeding from the same money bag. Even the local government autonomy granted by the Supreme Court for benefits of governance to be felt at local level is now being compromised by the federal government. Nothing has been done drastically to the cry of the masses through end hunger protest. Nigerian democracy is now for the rich and corrupt politicians. Our leaders should know that everything on earth is vanity. God is watching and will fight for the poor. That is from John Amodu.
And right here on the Vanguard, it says front page is saying ballooning, right? Ballooning operating costs. NCC stakeholders kick as telecos threatened service outrage. That is on page 30, and we have 3 riders here. One says telcos threatening to adopt load shedding formula in telecom services. NCC kicks, says subtle threat, wrong approach to tariff hike campaign. Subscribers will hold regulator accountable if load shedding happens. That is according to NatComs. We have also below here the heads of states, both the present one, that's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and of course President Jonathan, and of course and of course Buhari right here on the front page. It says Tinubu receives Jonathan, and Buhari. They are the presidential villa in Abuja. That was yesterday. Below it, we have hunger protests, attempted regime change, according to Council of State. Hunger protest, attempted regime change, according to Council of State. You can find that on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. And below it, still the story of the Ogun auto crashes. 37 die in Oyo. You can find that on page 6. Also, we have more here. Protest, time to tell ourselves truth. Today tells Northern government. You can find that story on page 27. And beside it, we have here on the sports section that you can find on page 36. Paris 2024 Olympics, Chukwu Mary J admonishes athletes to focus on Los Angeles 2028, Brisbane 2032. I'm sure Tommy will have more on that when it comes to sports in a jiffy. Above the main plate, we have Onaikon to federal government. Neglect of youths, ticking time bomb. Neglect of youths, ticking time bomb. This writer says Anglican bishops flay federal government's insensitive, in quotes, handling of hashtag end bad governance protest. Anglican bishops flays federal government insensitive handling of hashtag end bad government end bad governance protest. These stories you can find on page 8 and 31 respectively. And directly beside it, Nigeria will use climate change crisis to reshape economy. This is according to our president. Nigeria will use climate change crisis to reshape economy. You can find the story on page 27. And at the top, we have Dangote Refinery, why we reduce our stake to 7.2%, according to NNPCL. Dangote Refinery, why we reduce our stake to 7.2%. If you want to get more details on that, according to the NNPCL, you can just go to page 20 of the Vanguard newspaper.
And that's all we have on the front pages of the newspapers this morning. And yes, we'll be going on to this section 2 of the newspaper review, where we bring to you our in-house analyst. It's called Mr. Sheso Okwade. When we come back, we'll definitely dive right into some of the headlines on the front pages of the newspaper. You're still listening to the newspaper review on your urban lifestyle station, High Impact 102.1 FM.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
Turn up the lights.
Why?
Gather around if you got the mites. Because it's cash out season. Do you know you stand a chance to win up to 50,000 naira?
What?
Yes, you heard me. High Cash Flash is doubling your winnings. 3 lucky winners get 50,000 naira with just 500 naira on the High Cash Flash jackpot draws. Come the 23rd of August 2024. To qualify for this draw, start buying tickets from the 12th of August to the 23rd of August 2024. The more you play, the higher your chances of winning. Just dial *347*972# or click www.highcashflash.com.
High Cash Flash is powered by Lasho Trading Services Limited and licensed by Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Authority. Not suited for anyone under 18. Play responsibly.
High Cash Flash time.
Now money time, oh.
If you not play,
now you lose, oh.
But if you not come win today,
you fit win tomorrow.
Yes, so this na High Cash Flash where you fit win a wolf money brekete. Just dial *347*972#. Select your urban station, High Impact 102.1 FM. Then go sama you code where you fit use buy ticket for 500 naira pere. And not forget say the more you buy ticket, the more chances you get to hammer better money. To play and more to you fit also visit our website for highcashflash.com. Time na money.
Oh yeah, dial *347*972# to enter the High Cash Flash.
You see this money?
Last, now we go chop am.
High Cash Flash is powered by Lasho Trading Services Limited and licensed by Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Authority. Not suited for anyone under 18. Play responsibly.
Put a touch of class and finesse on your brand by advertising with us at High Impact 1021 FM. For more information,
call 0706 393 5694, 0915 958 1881, or 0902 745 3931.
Follow us on our social media platforms at High Impact 1021 FM. Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Our deals are hotter than the weather itself.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.
Yes, welcome back to the newspaper review on your urban lifestyle station, High Impact 102.1 FM. And yes, we already have our in-house analyst, Mr. Sheso Okwadi. Good morning, Mr. Sheso.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, T-Square, Tolu, and remind me, Tommy and Tolu. Am I right?
Yes, you are. Yes, you
are.
are.
Oh, great. We've decided to keep the U out of the game this
today.
Morning. And good morning to all listeners across the globe. Glad to be here this Wednesday morning.
Amazing. Good morning to you, sir. So let's quickly dive right into the newspaper. What, like I said, what caught my attention this morning, yesterday, the breaking news that caught my attention was the fact that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu approved 300% pay rise of judicial officers, and so someone sent a message to say that is preparing them for 2027, to saying well done for 2023, let's move over to 2027. Well, what's your take on that particular one?
Thank you very much, Tommy. You see, different interpretation to different things.
Yes.
But one thing I've observed about governance, since I understand what it looks like, every regime tends to favor one arm of the government than the other. Some would be judiciary, some would be the legislature, some would be the executive, whichever you want to pick. I think it's the type of judiciary. People might interpret it to be compensation as regards what they did in 2023. Like I listened to that message you read on preparation for 2027. The truth of it is that at every point in time, at the time it was the executive, where you see people saying that no, this contract that they are awarding, they are benefiting from it. What we are saying is that people who are into governance, not for the interest of the citizens, are claimed to be, but for their own personal agreement and self-satisfaction. And that's the problem we are faced with. That we actually need to have a system that checks some of these activities. See, when you have a system that works, even when you put some of those things in place, have we asked ourselves questions about the legislators on why up till now we cannot even ascertain what they are collecting?
Yes.
You heard about them, House of Representatives, saying they are about to give 50% of their basic, that their basic is 600,000, monthly. And I asked myself the question, if what they are actually parading, that the end is what it is, you won't see some of those outpours that you're saying outside. When you see a member of the House of Rep, coming out, even State House of Assembly, you definitely know that this is somebody coming. We know who they are before and what they become after them. So I don't buy the idea that it's compensation. You see, when you come in, there are certain part of the arm of government. I think the judiciary has actually been left behind. It is just time. And one thing I know about the president, he has the way of actually taking care of the judiciary. He did that while he was in Lagos.
Yes.
Make sure that their commission was revamped. If you remember the time of the former vice president when he was commissioner of justice in Lagos and Attorney General, it was good time for the judiciary arm in Lagos State. So I think it's just part of Korea. But our major concentration is it shouldn't be for the few, but at least the benefit of the larger community called citizens.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me move over because we're talking about money and we're talking about salary and everything. Now let me move over to this one that people are actually talking about really. They're talking about a lot. This is 109 senators earn 1.4 billion naira annually. And breaking it down, I think the Guardian or the Daily Trust broke it down already to 1.04 million naira monthly to 109 senators. What do you think about this particular one? Because you know that during the protest, one of the placards wrote that let's everyone start collecting 70,000 naira, since that is what civil servant collects. And now that it has been ascertained that they actually collect 1.04 million naira monthly, what do you think about it? Because Nigerians are not having it at all with this particular figure on the newspaper.
Well, if the figure is 1 million monthly, for a member of the House of Representatives, I would say it's really not outrageous. Let's be frank with ourselves. Somebody calling that they should be getting 70,000 is just speaking to it. That's the minimum wage. And for their caliber, I can tell you that $1 million naira, that should be told, monthly is not, but we know that might be maybe the basic. What they earn, if you go to the statutory, when you put in other allowance,
yes,
everybody knows that it's out of space.
Yes.
But when it's just like saying that somebody who is a management staff of an organization earning $1 million in a month is out of space. So one would be very rare. If it is 1 million that is indeed they are earning,
yes,
I'm sure they will live in that affluence we're talking about.
Yes.
But that might just maybe be basic or maybe few things. By the time you consolidate, one of them said it in the House of Assembly of something that is at the range of about 18 to 20 billion on monthly basis. By the time you consolidate the allowance, that's what we are saying. It's not the basic that people are referring to. Basic is just a very stipend or a tip of the iceberg of what cumulatively you earn. So if the breakdown of what we are getting, that I can tell you that is from the face of it, not to the root of it, because what the average go when you consolidate those allowances to it, I know it's humongous. Because you can't be paying somebody less than 1 million, and you are giving him an SUV of over 160 million.
Right.
You know, as it's right. So if it is 1 million, then their vehicle should not exceed more than maybe 30 or 40 million as the official vehicle. Because there are ways that you calculate such even to people. So I want to believe that that's just on the face of it. It's not a consolidated takeover, even as one of them mentioned. If it is 1 million, definitely nobody, I will tell you that it's not a foul cry on their part. But I know that it's actually much more than what we look at on the surface. That might just be basic. It's allowances that carries everyone, even in private organization. By the time they cumulatively tell you that you have access to travel abroad with your family for 3 months, put that to cost. By the time they tell you the health, I think I listened to, is it Tommy that was talking about the issue of health, whatever. When they tell you that your health allowance, you know, in a particular year is about 10 million. That they will share with you on monthly basis. You know what it is. So it's not an issue of coming to talk about the basic. It's the cumulative that should be looked into. If the cumulative is 1 million, of which I don't see, then we are not out of place to say that they are earning that much. If you put it on the pedestal of what it is, even in the private sector.
Even in private. So quickly, let's quickly just go because you said health now. I just want to quickly go to the health sector before we dive right into another headline. This one in particular caught my attention really, really well when it says federal government unveils plans to bring back 12,400 jackpot doctors. Now the question is, how? How do they want to achieve these by bringing back these doctors to the country? When the thing is the country already in the health sector? Is he already? Do they have plans for the doctors already? The ones that are in the country presently, do they have plans for them? And now they want to bring back 12,400 doctors back to the country. How do they want to do that?
One thing I know about this life is quite simple. But most of the time, we tend to complicate issues, if you ask me. And what do I mean? If the people that are currently in the country enjoy the benefit and are actually comfortable, there's a way they pass the information to their colleagues out there.
Yes.
Tell them that it's just like where you are. If today you are being taken care of very well by your management, I'm sure if you have colleagues who have considered that before now things are not in the proper shape, the next thing you will see is to say, oh boy, we can see to me the way and manner she's giving. This organization is favorable to her. Let me give it everything. If I can approach my employer, if they can reconsider me back, even if they will not put me to the status because I didn't endure with them at the point where it is. But that's the way of rolling. It is not you. So to me, I feel it is really not, because where is the infrastructure that they are going to come and use to work compared to what they have over there? Where is the system? Where is the job security on their part? Not the lift service one that you cannot even vouch for as individuals. So I feel that that's more political than, you see, there's a way. Some of us that are even here, that have opportunity to have traveled and still have, so many of our friends will keep telling you, I don't understand what you are just waiting for in that country. Because even though they go through a lot, but they can see quality life. And you can see it in them. They want it, and they believe that you too, you have the capacity to do the same work. And that earns them more. So it's not about government telling us, I see that as more of a political statement. If the system is working the way it should work, I can tell you, you need not to be telling anyone that you want to go and bring them. They will come back themselves. They will come back themselves to say, we want to come and contribute our own quota. When some people are even still planning to explain with the cost of living, you are not saying, well, you are giving specific numbers. No, it's not the way to go. Possibly newly set of people they want to recruit at the figure they are given. You don't tell people who live in comfort, come and where security is not guaranteed. You learn about a doctor that died, the other time in the course of the duty. A lot of people who have served this country, one way or the other, their families are living in abject poverty, not being taken care of by the government that they have served for years. So those are areas, as far as I'm concerned, it is not about you telling us you want to bring them. Let the environment speak for it. I can tell you, I keep telling individuals that ask me, I say, well, we are fine as far as we are in the country. If you can endure what we are enduring, is it where you cannot guarantee 24/7 supply, even for the health sector, that they need it, practically. For health sector to function the way it is, power must be out there 24/7. I remember a particular hospital in Port Harcourt that said after the hike and he was placed on band A, was paying over 200 million as electricity bill. How do you want such to survive and pay his salary of his personnel? So on my own part, I think it's just political statement to claim that the government is working. If things are right, you don't need to invite anyone. I'm saying it. You don't even need to motivate anybody to come. The information will go around to say this is what is happening. Why are people traveling to specific areas? It's because they care of the good things. They stand to benefit. And they are there. So when you have good things happening in Nigeria, you don't. Why was it that early years in the 60s, 70s, before things start getting outside scope in 80s, you have foreigners in this country lecturing, providing health services? Maybe you can ask that and more. If you go to OAU, UI, people lecturing there were foreigners. I mean foreigners. That was when the dollar, the naira was stronger than the dollar. So those are areas you just need to look to. When things are fine, you don't need to preach the gospel. People will rush it and make necessary provision that is expected of it.
Amazing. So lastly, before we call it a day with you, this particular one is the NNPCL postponing the Port Harcourt refinery kickoff for the sixth time. And now the question begs, why? What is happening? Is it that there's no proper preparation and calculation towards the fact that you set a date that you're going to kick off the refinery? What is stalling it? What is happening? Why are you not starting this process on time? Why are you extending? And this is for the sixth time, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The sixth time they're actually postponing the kickoff of the refinery. What do you think about this particular headline?
Yeah, at least the GMD of NNPCL will exonerate people like us that have said that it's clearing that we don't have a focus of what and where to go. He told us August, and now they are postponing again. The question there is that he has embarrassed the president at a point in time. He has embarrassed himself severally.
Yes.
He came out August and said, we are not lying. I listened to that. It's not AI. He said, we are not lying. We are going to do this. I was about to say, possibly the news we are reading might be that it was misquoted. That I'm sure he cannot postpone it. But when you say, let them have confidence, this is how they build and, create that trust deficit. It keeps getting widened day by day. If after 9 months of commitment, you gave the president that December last year, it will come upstream. We came to March. We gave April. We came to July. We did August. I'm counting 6 times. And now again, you are postponing. It's to tell you that, and we have asked Mr. President. He understands the reason why he's still keeping it. At times we like keeping failures. If indeed we are actually having a game, because I don't see him as the master that understands much more better than other people. Where we are today is instrumental to it, because he gave his commitment during the last administration that the refineries will come upstream within 4 years. Not a single one was actually achieved. And what did we gain thereafter? He has to still retain his job. It's a wrong signal to upcoming generations to tell you that we'll celebrate failure in this country. And when it comes to people who have the understanding of the job, we'll punish them for just no reason. But it's in the hands of Mr. President to decide. Let's await the new date that they will give. At least we can confirm that he's a liar and a failure. And I have no apology to that, because how can you, as a top management executive for 6 times, be actually postponing what is the core revenue generation for the nation, and that impacts on the citizen? Is to tell you that they don't care, because we've all been agitating that if Dangote can come upstream, Port Harcourt can come upstream. Even if you are not going to reduce the cost of petroleum, one thing is sure, that we are promoting our own indigenous company. It will give more employment, and at the same time, some of the byproduct that you get from refining those products can definitely be used judiciously as input into other sectors without putting pressure on the foreign exchange that you use in buying them. Because when they move crude oil out, the only product we get It's PMX and the diesel. What about the other byproduct like fertilizer, like bitumen, and some other things that are actually raw material for other people to make use of? But well, it's in the hands of Mr. President. Let's await the new date that will be communicated to us. But it's really not the route to go because average citizen is really not feeling the impact, and it's about the failure of this key thing that has to do with the oil and gas sector.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sheson Okwade. Really appreciate your presence and your time with us on the newspaper review this morning. So I want to say, do have a great and lovely week, Wednesday ahead of you.
Thank you very much. Just to say that I appreciate Uche Dami. Yesterday was my birthday for celebrating me, and a great time always. I appreciate you and the best of the day.
Happy belated birthday to you, sir.
Many more years and good
Thank
health.
you very much.
Send our cake down to the studio. We really appreciate and collect
No problem
it.
about it. No problem
Have
about
a
that.
great
Thank
day.
you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Amazing. That was a great time with Mr. Sheson Okwade. It was a great analysis there on the newspaper review. And yes, I think we have a message here.
Yeah, we do. A smashing midweek high impact. Just yesterday, the National Council of State met, and there was nothing to celebrate about the outcome of such a high-powered meeting, coming on the heels of a nationwide hunger protest. The allies are always in support of their own and never for us. On President's foreign trips, when I become president, I will walk more and travel less. God bless Nigeria. Amen. This is Joseph Ayo from Ilambe. Thank you for your contribution, Joseph.
Thank you so much. God bless Nigeria. I'm going to say amen to that again. Don't forget to always say positive things to your life, to your family, and also to the country at large. It helps, and it helps. So that's all we have on the newspaper review this morning. That's been a great and fantastic time with you. Don't forget, every weekdays from 7:05 to 8 a.m. is when we analyze the major stories on the front pages of the newspapers in the country. My name is Oluwatomi Owoborode. I want to stay tuned with us on the Morning Impact Show.
Again, Toluwase Akimumi right here. We'll be right back.
Join us Mondays to Fridays, 7:05 a.m. for newspaper reviews, headlines, analysis, and comments on your urban lifestyle station. High Impact 102.1 FM.